The Philippines is not just a nation of islands and oceans. It is a land where tropical rainforests, volcanoes, and coral reefs blend together to create a wildlife world unlike any other in Southeast Asia. Across more than 7,000 islands, every forest can become an independent kingdom. And every tropical water can be the final sanctuary for creatures that are slowly disappearing in the wild. High up above the canopy, the Philippine eagle hunts among mountains covered in green forests. In the damp woods, a tiny primate lives almost invisible in the shadows. And marine life moves through coral reefs and mangroves as part of an ancient ecosystem. This is the wild Philippines, a natural world where many animal species cannot be found anywhere else on Earth. Like a chain of emeralds scattered across the vast sea and sky, more than 7,000 islands shine under the brilliant tropical sun. This land is the fiery heart of the Coral Triangle, a massive cradle preserving one of the most biodiverse ecosystems on Earth. Moving away from the deep ocean, the Sierra Madre mountain range rises high along the eastern coast like a massive ancient stone wall carved straight into the sky. Known as the shield protecting the entire archipelago from fierce typhoons out of the Pacific Ocean, these mountains hide valleys covered in mist year-round and sharp limestone cliffs right in the heart of their wilderness. This is no place for the weak. Beneath the ancient rainforest canopy, the Sierra Madre stands strong as an almost invincible fortress, where rare endemic species must learn to adapt or vanish before the harsh survival laws of nature. Yet to witness the clearest boundary of survival, step deep into the core of the Palawan tropical rainforest, a place famously known as the last frontier of the Philippines. Beneath the dim green shadows of the forest canopy, the Philippine spotted deer silently moves through the thick brush, its brown coat covered in scattered white spots. Right above on mossy branches, the large, round amber eyes of a tiny tarsier blink in the darkness, ready for a fast and astonishing leap. High above through the gaps in the canopy, the Philippine eagle spreads its wings wide in the sky while its sharp and highly focused eyes lock onto prey below. This is the stage for an endless battle of survival, where life continues to fight and endure with an unyielding intensity. Leaving the dark underworld behind and looking up at the ancient trees of the Philippine rainforest, you can encounter the giant golden-crowned flying fox. This animal proudly stands in the group of the largest bat species on Earth, with a powerful wingspan stretching up to nearly 6.5 feet. Despite its overwhelming size and fox-like face, this creature does not hunt or kill other animals, like the terrifying legends often tied to bats. In reality, it is a completely vegetarian traveler, relying only on its sharp eyesight and keen sense of smell to find ripe forest fruits hidden in the night. During its endless feasting journey through the rainforest, this gentle giant accidentally scatters millions of seeds and becomes a great natural gardener, helping the forest constantly regenerate. As the dawn breaks, it will skillfully wrap its dark wings around its body and peacefully fall into a deep sleep in the heart of the wilderness. Beneath the dense canopy of the Philippine tropical rainforest, the tiny tarsier hides in the darkness, like a mysterious creature equipped with extraordinary hunting skills. During the day, this tiny animal, which is only the size of an orange, usually curls up into a ball of fur to avoid direct sunlight. Although it also possesses huge eyes, just like the Philippine flying lemur, the eyes of the tarsier take up nearly 2/3 of its face, which is much larger than its brain, and they are fixed inside its skull so it cannot glance from side to side. In return, nature has given it a neck that works like a mechanical hinge joint, allowing it to rotate 180 degrees to each side and clearly watch the entire area behind its back. When night falls, this tiny body that can fit right inside a human palm turns into a compressed spring, capable of leaping more than 16 feet through the air to snatch its prey. However, this animal possesses an extremely sensitive psychological state. They can panic, smash their own heads against rocks until they die, or become overly stressed, leading to death if they are touched by humans or if a camera flashes at them. Hidden beneath the mangrove forests, the saltwater crocodile exists as one of the most perfect hunting machines nature has ever created. This is the largest reptile on Earth, with adult individuals that can weigh more than 2,200 pounds and stretch over 20 feet long. When ambushing prey at the bottom of a river, it can hold its breath for nearly 2 hours while waiting for the target to move into attacking range. Its bite force far exceeds that of tigers, lions, and great white sharks, strong enough to crush the skull of an adult bull. Even while sleeping, it can let half of its brain rest while the other half stays awake with one eye wide open to monitor its surroundings. Having no natural enemies, this swamp ruler can swallow sharks, wild boars, and any creature that accidentally enters its territory. Stretching across thousands of miles of coastline, the mangrove forests of the Philippines stand strong as a massive biological fortress protecting the mainland. Their tangled clusters of roots intertwine like countless giant arms planted deep into the mud, rising resiliently to fight against the fierce fury of tropical super typhoons. Beneath this dense labyrinth is a peaceful water kingdom, playing the role of a gentle nursery, sheltering and nurturing countless tiny marine creatures before they must face the dangers out in the vast ocean. Not only supporting life, this massive vegetation system also acts like a silent green lung working day and night to trap harmful carbon dioxide and help purify the air, even while standing for thousands of generations in harsh, brackish water. This coastal wonder continues to dedicate its immense strength and remains a sacred shield protecting both human communities and the wild nature itself. Across the oceans, the dugong, also known as the sea cow, and its relative, the manatee, are the only mammals that live entirely by eating plants. Unlike many other creatures that only skim through seagrass beds, the dugong pushes its large snout into the muddy bottom, then slowly plows through it just like a wild boar searching for tree roots. In murky waters, where it is almost impossible to see anything, the stiff hairs around its snout act like sensors, combining with its sense of smell to detect the most nutrient-rich parts of the seagrass. Its round body lacking a dorsal fin, along with a snout protruding like a soft mass of flesh, once caused ancient sailors to mistake it for a mermaid. Despite its clumsy appearance, the dugong is one of the gentlest and rarest animal species in the Philippines. The Palawan archipelago is currently the final fortress holding the largest wild dugong population in the country, after they disappeared from many other sea regions due to poaching and the degradation of seagrass beds. The Philippine waters sit right inside the Pacific Typhoon Belt, where high sea surface temperatures act like a massive energy machine, generating about 20 tropical storms each year. These storms not only churn up the sea surface with giant waves and torrential rain, but also directly impact boats, fishing villages, and the entire coastal ecosystem. The main transportation used by fishermen to travel and fish is the banca boat, a type of wooden boat with two outriggers on each side, helping it move flexibly on calm water. But when large waves appear, that lightweight structure is very easy to capsize, turning every journey out to sea into a gamble for survival. To adapt to water pressure, the Bajau people, by tradition, rupture their eardrums from a young age, helping them dive deep, around 65 to 100 feet, with only crude wooden diving goggles to hunt fish using harpoons. You might think this is just an ordinary coral reef, but it is actually the home of the smallest seahorse in the world. The pygmy seahorse usually lives at depths of several dozen feet and was only accidentally discovered in the 1960s when scientists examined coral samples. With a body length of only about 3/4 of an inch, the details on its body can change to blend into the coral reef. It clings to almost perfectly. When a larva settles on a suitable species of coral, it spends a few weeks growing tubercles, shifting to a pink, yellow, or orange color, and keeping that exact appearance for the rest of its life. They do not actively swim out to hunt, but use their tails to grip tightly onto the coral branches, standing completely still like rough natural lumps and waiting for plankton to drift past their snouts. When the breeding season arrives, the seahorse pair will entwine their tails and slowly spin like a dance beneath the ocean before the father seahorse releases tiny baby seahorses into the heart of the sea. The beauty of the Philippines does not only lie on the surface. Hidden deep beneath the layers of rock is a mesmerizing underworld. The Puerto Princesa underground river appears like a mystical blood vessel flowing through the heart of Palawan Island. Stretching for more than 5 miles through eternal darkness, this natural wonder slowly weaves beneath massive cave domes, where water and time have silently carved countless stalactites and spectacular rock structures. Not just a geological masterpiece, this cave system also acts like a time machine because the stone walls still preserve 20-million-year-old fossil traces of ancient sea cows. The deeper you go, the sacred silence makes way for the bustling activities of tens of thousands of bats and swiftlets, creating an incredibly vibrant ecosystem hidden right underground. When advancing deeper into this vast cave system, you will encounter one of the most mysterious and important residents here, the Philippine leaf-nosed bat. This animal has an extremely strange appearance, with folds of flesh on its snout shaped almost like a leaf, working like an ultrasonic transmitter to help it navigate through the air. Despite its tiny size, it holds the key to the survival of this entire underworld, because the waste they release daily becomes an essential nutrient source feeding many life forms. Relying on that abundant food source, a complex food chain has been formed with the appearance of silent predators, like cave spiders and cave scorpions. In particular, if you shine ultraviolet light on the stone walls, you might be amazed to see the outer shells of these arthropods glow with a mystical light amid the thick night. Deep in the forests of Southeast Asia, the Draco lizard appears like the last remaining descendant of the dragons in ancient legends. Being only the length of a human hand, this tiny flying dragon holds the world record for the ability to glide through the air by transforming its ribs into a sturdy wing frame. With just a single leap, it spreads its brightly colored wing membranes and performs glides stretching nearly 200 feet, which is approximately the length of a standard football field. Hidden behind those delicate wing membranes is an incredible aerial control, allowing the animal to make 90-degree turns and brake suddenly right mid-flight using subtle rib twists and tail movements. This ability has been pre-programmed into its genetics because newly hatched young already possess fully developed gliding membranes and can perform the first leap of their lives without any practice. Once the ribs fold back, in the rough-scaled body of the flying dragon blends almost perfectly into the tree bark, causing it to vanish from the eyesight of predators in just a few seconds. Deep in the dense tropical rainforests of the Philippines, where sunlight must fight hard to penetrate the thick layers of leaves, the Philippine eagle rules the forest as a giant bird of prey. As the national symbol of this country, the eagle possesses a wingspan stretching more than 6.5 feet, casting a massive shadow whenever it lands from the canopy. Unlike many eagle species that usually soar at extreme altitudes, the Philippine eagle moves with incredible agility, gliding smoothly through the narrow gaps between ancient branches to hunt for food. With blue-gray eyes and exceptionally sharp vision, it can easily spot prey from a great distance, whether it is a long-tailed macaque moving through the branches or a reptile resting under the tropical sun. Once a target is locked, the eagle will dive down at an extremely high speed and sink talons as sharp as razors into its prey, displaying the immense power of one of the apex predators in the rainforest food chain. Hiding on just a few scattered islands across the Visayas region of the Philippines, the Visayan warty pig appears like a rebellious young outlaw with one of the most bizarre styles in the jungle. When the breeding season arrives, the males transform into true rock stars with a long, thick mane that stands straight up and blocks most of their vision. Adding to that rugged face are large warts, like biological armor capable of taking fatal blows during fierce battles for mates. In contrast to its rough appearance, this animal possesses the sharp intelligence of an agricultural engineer skillfully using its mouth to hold root pieces or hard logs to dig up the soil for food. Sadly, these unique travelers of the mountains are currently being pushed to the brink of extinction, struggling to survive as their habitat continues to disappear. The Palawan hornbill, a precious treasure of Palawan Island, displays a mesmerizing contrast between its jet black plumage and a pure white-tail feather band. Bearing a hollow casque on top of its head, it looks like a mysterious warrior equipped with a natural loudspeaker that helps amplify its calls echoing throughout the ancient forest. Despite its large body, the broad wings and long tail still allow it to keep perfect balance, as it proudly spreads its wings through the old growth canopy. To watch prey with maximum precision, it skillfully tilts its head and uses its sharp vision to snatch tiny insects. When eating fruit, it transforms into a true performer by tossing food into the air before catching it perfectly with its beak. Through this eating habit, the Palawan hornbill has become a hard-working farmer of the great wilderness by scattering seeds all over the island, silently helping keep the rainforest always green. High up in the green canopy, the binturong appears like a strange joke of nature, with a series of astonishingly contrasting traits. Although scattered throughout the green forests of Southeast Asia, this giant creature with a cat-like face chooses only Palawan Island of the Philippines as its sanctuary. Behind its fierce appearance, it transforms its territory into a space filled with a rich, buttery popcorn scent secreted from its urine. Sometimes it also releases friendly giggles that sound almost like human laughter. Hidden behind that slow appearance is a master climber capable of using its powerful tail to grip tightly onto tree branches and hang its entire 44-pound body suspended midair to pick fruit. Yet just a few seconds later, that slow fruit eater can freeze right in its tracks, turn its tail into a sturdy anchor, and perform a lightning-fast pounce to take down unlucky chicks or forest rats passing by. Kamigan Island is known as the island born of fire, where both foundations and life are shaped by lava and volcanic ash. Across an area of only about 92 square miles, this tiny island holds 7 volcanoes that are either sleeping or still active. Unlike many other islands worn down by the ocean over time, Kamigan Island has been expanded and reshaped by powerful volcanic eruptions. In 1871, the eruption of Mount Vulcan submerged the old capital and the Caterman Cemetery deep into the sea. Now, offshore, a massive concrete cross marks the location of the ancient cemetery lying beneath the deep waters. Not far from there, White Island appears like a bare strip of white sand, without a single shadow of a tree or a blade of grass, constantly curving and shifting its shape following the ocean currents and tidal waves. If the hornbill rules the high canopy, then deep on the rainforest floor, the Palawan peacock pheasant silently walks like a Roman gladiator. This proud warrior of the Puerto Princesa region bears a sharp crest on top of its head and a white striped band stretching across its eyes. Covering its body is a magnificent optical armor where thousands of round spots glisten like gems, continuously shifting colors from green to blue under different angles of light. Despite possessing a brilliant appearance, it vanishes like a silent ghost beneath the fallen leaf litter, defying all efforts to find it. But do not let that elegant look fool you, because this bird is actually a ruthless predator, ready to launch powerful kicks strong enough to tear apart scorpions and venomous centipedes. Known as the smallest deer-like animal in the world, the Philippine chevrotain is actually a primitive living relic with a body shape that has not changed at all for the past 30 million years. Hidden in a tiny body only the size of a rabbit and weighing less than 7 pounds, this creature has an extremely strange appearance with a mouse-like face, a hunched pig-like body, and characteristic cloven hooves. Unlike its relatives in the deer family, the male does not grow antlers, but instead uses sharp canine tusks along with a scent gland under its jaw to clearly mark territory and fight fiercely for mates. Surrounded by harsh survival pressures, a newborn chevrotain must learn to run fast just 30 minutes after birth. Meanwhile, the mother chevrotain is ready to become pregnant again just a few hours after giving birth. You cannot see this strange creature anywhere else on Earth except for the peaceful primary rainforests of the Balabac Islands at the southernmost tip of Palawan. The Caramoan Peninsula possesses a network of pristine jagged limestone cliffs, acting like a natural fortress that isolated a wildlife world for centuries. Despite sitting on the main island of Luzon, this land was once completely cut off from the rest of the mainland by steep mountain ranges and dense rainforests that were almost impossible to cross. The rock structure here was once an ancient coral reef pushed above the sea surface by tectonic faults, then carved over time by acid rains and storms into a limestone labyrinth as sharp as razors. Along the beaches, visitors still come to swim and snorkel around the offshore coral reefs, nestled between cliffs that still keep their full untouched beauty, completely free from the footprints of urban development. The absence of humans allows animal species to thrive naturally, from tens of thousands of bats inside Oman Cave to long-tailed macaques climbing the limestone cliffs right by the edge of the waves to forage for food. This very primitive condition is what made the American reality television show Survivor and many other nations decide to choose Caramoan as the setting for more than 10 broadcast seasons, placing humans in the middle of an island seascape that still preserves its raw, powerful wild instinct. Can you believe it? Deep in the heart of the ocean exists one of the slowest, clumsiest, and most bizarre-looking fish in the world, known by the name ocean sunfish. Instead of having a streamlined body and outstanding swimming speed, like most other marine fish, its body is flat and round, with almost no ability to accelerate suddenly. The most unusual feature on its body is the complete absence of a tail fin, because during the process of evolution, the tail gradually shrank inward, making the animal look no different from a swimming giant head. In the waters of the Philippines, the ocean sunfish often hovers near underwater reef walls and opens its mouth wide to let schools of smaller fish swim into its gills, skin, and mouth cavity to help them clean off parasites. An adult ocean sunfish can reach a height of about 10 to 13 feet and weigh up to 2.5 tons, holding the record as the heaviest bony fish species in the world. After diving down into the freezing deep waters, they usually surface back to the water, flip their giant bodies onto one side, and drift motionless on the waves like a floating corpse in the vast ocean. The coral reef at the Verde Island Passage is one of the densest marine ecological engines in the world, where life is packed so tightly that it is often compared to the Amazon rainforest of the ocean. Beneath the crystal-clear blue water, layers of hard and soft corals cover the entire seafloor, with patches of red, orange, purple, and yellow, creating a vibrant city constantly moving with the ocean current. Unlike the still state, often seen in many other sea regions, the soft coral reefs here will stretch out their tentacles and bloom most powerfully when a swift current flows through carrying plankton for food. This passage records more than 1,700 shorefish species, taking up nearly 60% of the total shorefish species known worldwide. That massive biological source directly supports life and is the livelihood of more than 2 million residents living along those limestone coastlines. The appearance of killer whale pods crossing this area to hunt is proof that the food chain here is incredibly powerful, strong enough to attract even the apex predators of the ocean from distant seas. Palawan is often honored as the last ecological frontier of the Philippines, where more than half of the natural primary forest area remains completely intact. This forest creates one of the richest biodiverse regions in the country, with many ecosystems that have experienced only tiny impacts from urban development. The marine ecosystem of Palawan is formed by more than 1,700 islands stretching into endless coastlines, preserving countless pristine beaches. One of the most remarkable places in this island chain is Coron, an island region where steep limestone cliffs wrap around calm and magnificent lagoons. Because this area was geographically isolated for a very long period, many plant and animal species here evolved along a completely separate path. This separation transforms Palawan into the habitat for many rare endemic species, including the Philippine chevrolet. The whale shark is the gentle giant of the Philippine waters, but its massive body operates under highly unique survival mechanisms. Unlike many other shark species that usually swim horizontally to hunt, it can hold its body vertical to the sea surface, pointing its tail downward and opening its mouth wide to filter plankton. At Aslab in Cebu province, human feeding has altered their wild behavior, causing dozens of individuals to swim around wooden boats every morning waiting for fishermen to pour krill into their mouths. Visitors can also swim right next to these whale shark schools in the coastal waters. The skin on its back can be up to 6 inches thick and acts like a biological shield, helping it resist many bites from predatory sharks. Despite swimming quite slowly at a speed of only about 3 miles per hour, it can still migrate tens of thousands of miles by following food-rich ocean currents. However, the stage from birth, with a length of only 16 to 24 inches, until it reaches a size of 10 feet, remains a massive scientific gap that is yet to be explained. Amid the broken coral walls of the Verde Island Passage, the giant clam transforms its body into a biological structure that anchors permanently onto the reefs. As a larva, it drifts with the ocean currents. But after finding a suitable coral surface, its body secretes a biological adhesive to secure its position for life. Its shell can be up to several inches thick and is constructed from tightly compressed calcium carbonate, while the wavy ridges help disperse the impact of fierce waves during stormy days. Its mantle bears brilliant neon patches ranging from blue and purple to emerald green, acting like a protective shield against the harsh tropical sun. When tens of thousands of individuals gather on a reef, they filter hundreds of gallons of water every day and operate just like a highly efficient biological water filtration system. Although it can exceed 4 feet in width, weigh more than 440 pounds, and live for over 100 years, this giant clam is currently under severe threat from poaching for its meat and shells to make decorations. If the blue-ringed octopus is a biological bomb, then the mimic octopus is the master of psychological warfare on the tropical sea floor. On flat, open black sand flats, where there are almost no coral reefs to hide in, this mollusk must rely on intelligence and camouflage to survive. In just a single second, its skin containing millions of pigment cells connected to a distributed nervous system can change colors, shift patterns, and blend into the seabed. Its unusually long tentacles, thin as silk ribbons, allow it to bend its body into the shapes of different animal species to deceive predators. Yet, the life of this master deceiver is very brief, lasting only about 9 months to less than 2 years, because the reproductive process consumes nearly all of its life energy. Although it has existed for a long time in the waters of Southeast Asia, its ability to camouflage and mimic is so perfect that science never officially recorded this species until 1998. The mangrove forests of the Philippines are also the territory of the long-tailed macaque, a primate species with a highly organized social life. A newborn baby monkey does not only depend on its mother, but is carried, groomed, protected, and taught social signals by the entire troop. Within that system, grooming operates as a form of currency, helping them receive food, support during conflicts, or mating rights. The entire troop also watches for predators together, sharing warning signals and moving along fixed routes between sleeping trees, foraging areas, and the edge of the water. Its tail, usually measuring about 16 to 26 inches long, helps it keep perfect balance when leaping through the canopy. Unlike many primate species that fear water, they are incredibly skilled swimmers and divers, even knowing how to use stones to crack open the shells of oysters, snails, and marine crabs as part of their daily diet. The blue-ringed octopus is one of the most terrifyingly venomous marine creatures in the world. Although its body is only the size of a ping-pong ball, the amount of venom inside a single individual is already powerful enough to take down 26 healthy adult humans within a few minutes, and modern medicine still has no specific antidote. In its normal state, its body has a pale yellow or mottled brown color, blending almost completely into the sand on the seafloor. But when threatened, about 50 to 60 round patches on its skin will suddenly flash with a brilliant neon blue light, like vivid warning signals beneath the water. During the day, it hides inside rock crevices, and only after the night blankets, the Anilau coral reefs does this tiny hunting machine begin to crawl out to patrol the seabed. Although carrying a deadly toxin inside its body, it is an extremely timid animal, almost always choosing to flee before showing any aggression. Sadly, the lifespan of this species is very brief, with its entire life cycle from birth, growth, and reproduction to death lasting for only about 1 to 2 years. The Philippine Water Monitor looks heavy on land, but it is actually a dangerous acceleration machine in mangrove forests and riverside mudflats. Its large size and waddling gait might make it look slow, but powerful leg muscles allow this animal to suddenly burst forward when hunting or escaping danger. Venomous snakes, like cobras and vipers, can still become its prey because this monitor lizard often has the ability to resist bites and continue crushing the head of the snake. Its deep blue-black forked tongue continuously picks up scent particles in the air, helping it smell prey or carrion from a great distance. Its grooved teeth can collect rotting meat and bacteria, making its bite highly likely to cause severe infections in larger prey. If a victim escapes, the monitor can follow the scent of the carcass a few days later. In some rural regions of the Philippines, they also move around mudflats or cemeteries to feed on decomposing organisms, operating just like a natural cleaning machine for the environment. Looking down at the mudflats, you can encounter the mudskipper, a resilient amphibious creature that looks as though it firmly refused the ocean. To conquer land, it transforms its rough skin and the delicate membranes inside its mouth cavity into a second lung for direct gas exchange. The gray-brown color of this mud-covered skin is also a perfect camouflage, deceiving even the sharpest-eyed birds of prey when it lies motionless. From that invisible hiding spot, the large bulging eyes positioned right on top of its head continuously move independently, allowing this hunter to monitor everything around without needing to turn its neck. When danger strikes, it curls its body and uses an explosive spring power from its tail to launch itself into the air, performing a spectacular escape up to more than 24 inches high in just a single movement. This acrobatic skill also becomes their ultimate weapon during the breeding season, when males continuously leap into the air and erect their brightly colored dorsal fins to attract mates. The Batanes Islands possess a surreal beauty because this place looks more like a European pasture than a tropical island in Southeast Asia. Surrounded by rough seas and storms year-round, this land holds smooth hills, almost completely devoid of ancient trees, along with beaches that do not stretch with fine sand but are covered by massive volcanic boulders. Sitting more than 500 miles away from the capital city of Manila, but only about 120 miles from Taiwan, the Batanes Islands are completely isolated by rough seas. At Sabtang Beach, the cliffs drop down at nearly 90 degrees straight into the heart of the sea, where the Pacific Ocean and the South China Sea meet through underwater whirlpools and extremely powerful ocean currents. These harsh conditions make it very difficult for boats to approach the coral reefs below. The absence of large predators on land has allowed the giant coconut crab, also known as the Tatus crab, to rule the dry rock crevices, climbing the cliffs and possessing a terrifying crushing force strong enough to break open dry coconuts using only its 2 claws. Considered the 8th wonder of the world, the Batad Rice Terraces are a massive stone structure with an age of about 2,000 years that never needed a single wheel track. This remote village sits deep within the Cordillera mountain range in the northern Philippines, where the Ifugao people carved and stacked terraced walls onto steep slopes to create a giant agricultural structure. No roads lead directly into the valley, so all goods and daily supplies must be carried on human backs to cross thousands of steep stone steps. The entire Batad Valley is wrapped by tropical pine forests, dense mist, and jagged mountains, looking like a green basin hidden deep inside the rock. The traditional stilt houses of the Ifugao people nestle right between the layers of rice terraces. Here, even a simple medical emergency situation can become a life-threatening danger because no transportation vehicles can reach the village immediately. Our journey of exploring the Philippines closes right here. Thank you for staying with us until these very last moments. Please leave a comment down below to share where you are watching this video from. Your interaction is a massive motivation, helping us improve and create even higher quality videos in the future. In the next episode, which country do you want us to take everyone to explore next? Do not forget to click subscribe and share the channel right now so you do not miss out on the fascinating journeys ahead. And for now, goodbye and see you again in the following videos.